Thanks for joining us on Politics Today on Channels Television. My name is Sheun Okin Baloye. In Abuja, the nation's capital, the governors who have been tagged the breakaway governors are holding a very crucial meeting, or maybe we should call it a reconciliation meeting, where the outcome may determine what language will best describe the gathering. Even before the meeting started, there are speculations that the meeting may end in a stalemate. The outcome of that meeting will definitely have a key impact on the future of the party that has prided itself as the continent's biggest and perhaps the strongest. Well, all of those qualities have been put to test since some members walked out on the president and the big names in the party at a special national convention held on the 1st of September. That appears to be the very first of its kind in our political history. Since then, there have been several interventions considering the present state of things. One may say those consultations have not worked out. The tension in the PDP seems to be huge, bigger than what some of us may naturally comprehend, since they always say it's a family affair. The president, who appears not to be yielding to the demands of the faction of the PDP who broke away. Some people have said President Jonathan appears to be using some form of stick this time around rather than carrot after he sacked 9 of his cabinet members. Many connotations have been drawn into this action, but I guess he is permitted by law to do just that. Well, we'll take a look at that issue and many more will be dissected on the program tonight. Before we start off the ride into the day's main issues, let me take you on a quick ride into Cross River State. The PDP may be having a quick start, but this time around in Cross River State, as the people prepare for the local government elections, it seems the PDP are not giving anything to chance, and they've started campaigning, and they are saying they're taking the campaign from ward to ward, community to community, seeking the people's mandate for victory at the polls. What may be interesting now is the participation of women in the party for the election. With the way it's turning out and the activities of the PDP in Cross River State, it's clear the PDP is preparing hard. The other parties won't have it smooth in any way in that particular contest. Let's see some of the sights and the sound of the event of that preparation of the PDP in Cross River State. Then we'll be back.
It's the flag off ceremony. This is what you see in many of the campaign settings. As though oblivious of any rancor at the national level, the People's Democratic Party in Cross River State are determined to go stronger as they symbolically wave their flag in preparation for the local government elections. Although he shared in the excitement, Governor Leah Limoke urged them to abide by the rules of engagement, while the state chairman of the party and Senator Florence Itagiwa highlighted the importance of women in the equation.
We will comply with the laws of the land and conduct our elections within a minimum of 90 days. In local government elections, our party is fielding 56 female councillorship candidates.
It is the only state that women politicians are highly respected. It is the only state that can rear your head.
It was then time to present the party flag to the flag bearers. The national chairman of the party, Alhaji Bamanga Tukar, while rallying the troop in delivering a message of hope and optimism, beckoned on them to keep faith with the party.
You are going to a battlefield to take what is yours, because Cross River is for PDP and you're being for PDP.
there were more goodwill messages.
I am identifying with you because you are a model to Nigeria.
As they inch towards breasting the tape, the sound of victory may not be far away.
It was a form of carnival there in Cross River State. Well, Cross River State is very much known for carnivals, parties and stuff like this. But they are serious with this time around with the local council polls. They're preparing, PDP is preparing hard. And what is interesting about this particular election is the participation of women. We probably have not seen women come out to participate in these kind of numbers in election in Nigeria. But then it's not going to be a smooth ride, though the PDP is preparing early and hard. But it's not going to be a smooth ride. All other parties too are going to engage them in that particular contest. Well, in other states, the streets are agog and players are not resting. In Ekiti, the APC was formally launched. At the time, the incumbent governor, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, is seeking a return. With the crowd here in the state capital of Ado Ekiti, it's a true test of his popularity of that of his party, the APC. I guess we'll wait to see what comes out of this whole situation in 2014, and then we'll see who the best man really is. Let's take a listen to the sight and sound in that particular situation there.
Change means fundamental repositioning of our nation and the governance of our nation to ensure better life in terms of employment generation and creation, in terms of provision of electricity, in terms of mobilization of our people for high productivity, particularly in food production and other forms of agriculture, meaning ensuring adequate security for our people.
The change is about the center. We have to rescue Nigeria. That's why we formed this party. That's why people of like mind, progressives from the north and the south, honored that pledge made long ago by our sage, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, that at some point in the future, the progressives of the north are going to join the progressives of the south, and they're going to come together and form a political party that would make a fundamental difference in the lives of Nigerians.
Well, we all must now wait to see the fundamental difference the APC has come to make in the political atmosphere in Nigeria. 2015, they say, is what they have targeted, and they say the center, that is the presidency, is what they are targeting. Well, we almost now wait and see what happens in 2015. Well, to our major issue today, Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan on Wednesday sacked 9 ministers in his first major cabinet reshuffle since winning an election more than 2 years ago. The ministers of Foreign Affairs, Education, Science and Technology, Housing and Urban Development, National Planning and Environment have been removed. The ministers of state, the junior minister for each office for power, agriculture and defense have also been sacked. There have been several reactions to the sack. Some have drawn political undertone to it, while others have said it's just normal. At least it's permitted by law to do just that. Tonight, I've joined me on the program a political affairs analyst, Mr. Wale Ajodi, to give us some analyses and insight on the situation surrounding this particular issue. Thank you for joining us in the program.
Thank you very much.
We first of all got to hear this news, and one question that comes to mind is why this set of people, one we think is going to be an overhaul, but we've seen only 9 out of all the ministers.
Well, it lends itself to a political interpretation, but it's not, one doesn't know exactly. This is a government that sets certain criteria, objective criteria for performance, and it doesn't seem that that's been strictly applied. So it leaves itself room for the interpretation that it's a political decision. It's within the discretion of the president. Everybody serves at the discretion of the president of the Federal Republic. So it's within his discretion. But I think tactically it's not been open about it, and it leaves room for people to misunderstand it or misrepresent what is done.
Why would people misunderstand or misrepresent? I mean, by law is permitted to do just that. Or maybe could it be that at the time that this action is coming is what is bringing all of these insinuations?
Well, if you believe in coincidences, and in politics, it's very rare for you to have that kind of coincidence. You have the major problems within the political party that people are still debating about how it's going to play out. These people, some of them seem to have performed. I mean, certainly the foreign minister is seen to have discharged his duties to about 50% or whatever the report card says. So, I mean, there is a sense that, okay, this is not a consistent thing about lack of performance. So what is it? And therefore people start to speculate. I mean, you cannot take politics out of the situation. Especially in a situation whereby people are put into federal cabinets based on state of origin, based on political influence, based on the grand coalition that is the PDP. And so in the grand coalition, when you see a split within that grand coalition, there's likely to be implications.
Okay, let's take a look at, if you look at the states where these people emerge from, one may be wondering, because when analysts came up during the week after the sack, some people are saying it comes at a time when there is some form of crisis in the PDP, and these, in fact, the new PDP, the factional PDP, are saying that these people are sacked because they are loyalists to the Baraji-led PDP. With the states that these people have come from, do you think that actually goes in that line?
I don't think we can strictly say it's the states themselves, but that's part of the drama of it. I mean, what we do in this country, it's always fairly difficult to know what part of our complexity plays into who gets selected into federal office. But certainly it is true that there is this drama playing out, and there's this decision has been made, and there's not been a grand reshuffle or a kind of logical sequence that people can follow. Well, I think there's a tactical mistake. If you go out and say the objective standards on which you're going to judge who stays in the cabinet, and you don't apply that criteria, you set the criteria, you did not apply it, then it is open for people to interpret.
This criteria that we're talking about, are we talking about the scorecard of Mr. President?
Yes, certainly.
When he got into office. With this scorecard, can you give us an insight, if you will, on what you think could be the sense? You said it's actually confusing to get a sense of why this sack comes into play. Would you say that more than 50% of the people that are sacked have performed?
Well, I can't say more than 50%, but certainly when the government last spoke about its performance, the government's position is that they've all performed well. And says that, well, if at that point in time when they were talking about performance, they had said that these people haven't performed well and we're going to take them out, or we're giving them a period of probation, it would make sense. It is inevitable that people are going to speculate. Every reshuffle, anywhere in the world, there's going to be speculation as to why and as to what the consequences are.
On this list, can you tell us, Wale, who exactly do you think should never have been on this list?
Well, it's speculation on my part. I certainly think that
based on performance, based on what we have seen practically from their ministry.
I think certainly the Foreign Affairs Minister has shown certain things. One, he has been at the forefront of an assertive foreign policy. there's been quite an improvement in the quality of service we have from our foreign missions. So you can say that that's basically, and he's managed situations whereby Nigeria is normally misrepresented, he's managed them effectively. So you can say that it's not done badly.
Okay, I mean, he's from Ogun State. If that list comes up now on the screen, we might be able to give the viewers a sense of what we are talking about. We're talking about Ambassador Olugbenga Ashuru. He's from Ogun State. And, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has been accused of being behind the crisis in the party. Well, that's what some people in the party have actually said. He's from Ogun State. And he's perhaps going to be one of the nominees of former President Olusegun Obasanjo.
Well, I don't know.
Could there be any tie to this issue?
I don't know who nominated anybody. It will be pure speculation on my part. There's also what we hear about the defense minister, for example, is that his performance has been good. He's been